one. All right. Hello, everybody. We have the trade doc, or I'll just call him Doc. How you doing, Doc?
I'm really good today. I'm glad to be here. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, happy to have you on here. Known you for a couple of years now, and now we're sitting down to do a podcast episode.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, man. So we'll just dive right into this thing. So as always, I kind of for the last 5 or 6 episodes, I've kind of just do a little preface for or if that's the right word, for the viewers here. So I have a list of questions. Doc does not know the questions. I do not send them to him beforehand, so we keep it pretty conversational, pretty unscripted. So with that being said, we'll just go right into it. How did you get into finance? How did you get into trading?
well, I've been a doctor for, including training, about 7 years now. And after a while, I realized that the energy you put into getting paid hourly, whether you work at McDonald's or you're a doctor or, you're a lawyer, eh, you're getting a one-to-one for your effort. So
Mhm.
at some point I started trying to figure out how to leverage that. And, there's the American dream, starting your own business, this and that. And then there's the making money online world that we live in now. So it started just before or just during COVID when I guess the Robinhood era, the GameStop and AMC era, where news just became wildly hot in stocks. So that kind of all turned into one place for me, and like a light bulb went off, and I said, you know what, I have capital, and I want to leverage that. So that's pretty much how I started to become interested in stocks and options.
Wow. So when I first spoke with you, you were pretty much just getting started with trading, essentially, yeah?
Yeah, I was pretty new up until about a year or two ago. I am still pretty new relative to people who have been trading for decades,
Right.
like my partner. So yeah, but I learned fast, and I commit to things that I want to learn about. So I feel like I get over the learning curve pretty quick.
Nice, nice. Do you guys still have your trading room, by the way?
Yeah, we actually are rebranding now.
Mm.
Um, to a new company, just something that we can market. And we're in the process of opening up. We opened our doors already, but we're in the process of scaling, I should say.
Nice, nice. Are you able to say the name of it yet, or is it kind of
Yeah, well, I'm sure by the time this podcast is out, it will be official. I think we're going to be official in a week or a week and a half max. So we used to be called Docs Disciples, but I wanted to share more elite traders with my community. So I'm depersonalizing the brand, and the new brand is going to be called High Society Trading.
mm, yeah.
So, you know, it's a trading group that kind of embodies sophistication, and we have elite proprietary algos that no one has their hands on.
Oh,
So yeah, that's it. We're a society of traders, and we aim to do it the best that anyone could.
nice, nice, awesome, man. A lot of people are getting algos from what I've been learning lately. A lot of algos out there now. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, algos have been around forever, right? But I think for the common folk, we're starting to be more adept to using those or creating them, I should say. Obviously, we're in the world of automation, AI, and all that. So, yeah, if you can make a good algo, I mean, it. I don't think it ever really can replace a trained eye, right? But it certainly can give you an edge if it's more than not accurate.
Right, right. So one of the first questions I have on here is, what was the implication on the global pandemic, and how did you change your investment strategy since before the pandemic? But I know you essentially got started in the pandemic. Um, I guess could you speak on how was that when you got started? Things were going crazy. You know, the world was pandemic was happening. What did you see out there? What was something that kind of just caught your eye and just like you know? Can you
Y-
speak on any of that?
Yeah. So I really got into stocks and options in that first big downturn, the big COVID fall.
Hmm.
Before I was still investing before, but kind of surface level, buying and holding stocks. So really what the pandemic introduced to our generation, I think, was uh, a huge swing, increased volatility. And for me, what that meant was increased opportunity. Um, I mean, as you can see, a lot of people a made massive gains. More so on the upside, on the recovery, right? The recovery was V shaped, and a lot of people made a lot of money during that time. So it, it showed me that there's a lot of opportunity, but at the same time, you as as long as there's reward, there's risk, right? So more reward, more risk. Um, so, like I said, I wanted to get into trading to be able to leverage my money. So that's really what opened my eyes and got me more interested.
So almost got you into to more of an active trader type situation, right? Like you were probably investing and just kind of throwing it into S&P, and then you were like, okay, well, actually, let me like actively trade all of this. Was that kind of how it was?
Yeah, yeah, I would say it really, I think it really opened the space up to it really showed people that we could be traders, and we could get large returns on daily time frames.
Hmm. Okay. How have you adapted your strategy to account for the bear run we're seeing? Because obviously, pandemic, right? Things printing money, and then now it's like it's definitely not the pandemic. Now it's a little hard, a little rocky.
Oh,
How have you changed your strategy to adapt for that?
oh yeah, I think that's a great thing to talk about, because, like I mentioned, the people who made money on the bull run, starting from the bottom of COVID, the people who made money on AMC and GME, that it was easy. There's one direction for months, almost years, and it's such a it creates such a fallacy for people. They'll put in their money and they will make massive gains, hundreds of percents of gains, and they won't realize that they've made those gains because it was an outlier. It was lucky, So all those people who made those massive gains during the bull run and the short squeeze, 90% of those people have lost it all in the bear market. So I'm glad you say that. And my personal strategy is to be a well, the bear markets take patience, number one. And they really humble you. So I think in bear markets, the people who are surviving right now are the humble people. Um, Technically, I haven't been swing trading for many months just because of all of the range that's been happening. So we've switched. I've seen a lot of traders, including myself and my partner. We switched from swing trading to day trading, to scalping more.
Hmm.
So you really got to be patient and just look to take um, profits here and there, small cuts of the pie at a time.
Hmm.
And like I said, if you combine that with patience, then you can still compound over the months and years, effectively.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. And you know what? I think I've been hearing that too from some past episodes where they say like, well, instead of holding and swinging for longer, now I'm just in and out a lot quicker. So
Yeah.
yep, definitely makes sense. So What do you think about index funds versus more active styles of trading in this economic environment? Which we pretty much just answered that, but yeah, that's the next question on my list.
Um, well, uh, like I said, the bear market is much harder for an active trader for day traders. Um, I think if you separate the two, there's no change in the utility of both, right? So index funds and diversified portfolios are historically have told you you're always going to do fine if you average in and hold for a long time. And I think whether or not you are an active day trader, that should be part of your financial goals, right? Um, Put in other words, if you are day trading, well, you had better be ready to lose all that money. So I think, I think what I mean to say is that not one is better than the other, right? There's different utility.
Mm.
And 90% of day traders don't ever come out on top. So that being said, um, day trading is gonna afford you a much higher return, but it also puts you at risk for big losses. So hey, if you can do it, if you can day trade consistently over time, then some people might say, well, why would you ever need an index fund? But if you're going to diversify, and that is what's going to keep you level headed while you trade with, I guess, disposable funds, I would say, then I think that goes into a good game plan.
Makes total sense. Yeah. um, are you fearful of the bond yield inversion? Because many firms believe this is a strong indicator of a looming recession.
Yeah. I'm not fearful because I am 35 years old and I have uh, income making potential still, God forbid nothing bad happens. So if you were to ask my dad or grandfather that, I say, yeah, I'm fearful. But we got time on our side, right? So I mean, a recession is every recession has recovered. Every
Right.
bear market has recovered. So I see that as a buying opportunity.
Get it at a discount.
Yeah.
That's funny. You said, no, no, I have a job, so recession doesn't hurt me. That's a good
Well,
answer.
also, I mean, if you lost your job, that's a big problem too, right? But
Right,
medical
right,
professionals have job insurance.
right.
This is what we say, right? Because people are always sick. So,
Always need you guys. Always
oh
need the
yeah,
doc.
yeah. So that's what I'm leaning on for now, at least.
So this next question, pretty cool one here. So say there's a big news event, something comes out, and you see it and you say, "Wow, I want to make a move on that," whether it's long, short, whatever. And you say, "Hey, I want to move on that." How do you choose your option contract? Like, what do you look for when you're choosing your contract?
Oh, well, the thing that is most risky, I guess you say, what I would avoid, is choosing the option contracts which um are are going to be inflated after the news event. So I guess I guess my answer should be that I don't do it because it's kind of like playing with fire.
Mm,
Options premium because of the uh, volatility um, are inflated, and it just in the options world, there's so many ways to get your hands cut off when you're playing with fire, like in situations like those. Typically, what I do when there are big news events is I wait for option contracts uh, to lose their premium and let the volatility die down. And whether I'm gonna take a play for continuation or reversal, uh, we look at our algorithm to see where, at least technically things will reverse or they'll continue. Um, so, and I mean, if you were to ask me to look for which option contract, if I did decide, I mean, I would still stick to, I still usually stick to like a 30 delta for day trading options.
Okay. And I guess speaking on that, a current event that we're seeing right now, SVB. Any thoughts on that situation and how that's going?
Um, well, yeah, that was kind of crazy. It looks like the government has bailed them out and taken care of the issue. And we just need to not see a contagion effect, right?
Hmm.
We need to not see what happened with FTX. And so far, I think we haven't seen it. So I think we are like 1 foot out, and still kind of just almost out of the danger zone. But I mean, at least to me, it doesn't feel like we're going to have more issues with that, at least in the meantime, or as a rollover effect from this.
Hmm. Were you able to make a trade with all of that news coming out, or did you stay away from it?
I stayed away. I was too late. Yeah.
Smart. I mean, hey, it backs up with what you just said too. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
um, have you moved away from equities and options lately? Dabbled
Oh,
into futures or anything?
oh, I trade futures very rarely.
Mm,
Um, my partner trades futures. They're futures is great because you're not at risk for theta decay. Um, and I think it just allows people to have a more sound mind. They don't have to deal with the option Greeks and the premium and the volatility and all that. And you get exactly what you're expecting, you know? Um, you're looking for, you know, 2 ticks, 6 ticks. You're gonna get it, and you're gonna get the exact price that was expected. But the reason why I don't trade futures is because if I did trade futures, then I'd look at the charts after market close. And I already look at charts for 6 to 7 hours a day. I don't want to do it more than that. I still want to have a life. So I think to each their own. And for me, it's not going to happen right now.
okay. Okay. Um, so with your community, obviously you have a new community coming out here. Uh, what are some things? I know you talked about the algo a little bit. What's next for you? What's you have the new company coming out. Anything excited that you guys are working on that you want to announce on here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this new group that I've started, High Society Trading. What I want it to be is kind of the for everyone community. We have people who come in from TikTok and they're like 18 years old. Then we get people coming in from Instagram and word of mouth and they're like 20s, 30s. We got some old heads in there like 40 or 50s, but there's people of all ages, genders, and experience. So um, we kind of, it's not like I promote it this way, but we have different tiers. So I'm working on a beginner's guide or book that kind of just goes through, it's kind of like cliff notes for trading, right? Or like trading for dummies. The reason why I want to write, I know there's a lot out there, but the reason why I want to write it is because I feel very fresh come being a novice trader just a couple of years ago myself. And I know how hard it is for people to get a grasp on things, especially with all of the fluff out there and all of the people who just put things out to get attention or a financial gain, and they're leading people into the wrong direction. And it's not like, you're playing a board game. People are playing with their like money, their life, their income, their life savings. So I just want to put out something really valuable out there, something that people are going to benefit from, as opposed to reading some fluff and, being promised the wrong thing. So that would be for the very novice traders, or the beginner, the entry level traders. Then we have the Discord community, where we teach and we kind of walk people through more advanced things after they've found out at least, a foundation level set of skills. So we teach in there, and then we give them our algos, and we do call outs even. So it's kind of the all in one place for it's kind of the foundation, where we really do all the work. And then the third thing would be the highest tier, I guess, with for the people with the money, which I haven't got around to, because I've been busy. But this is why you and I know each other, and it's like a replica trader, right? Like a trading service for people who have money but no time. And I think that provides a great value to people who just don't want to learn how to trade, or don't have the capacity or patience to do that. And that's okay. But they want to see if, they can leverage some disposable cash on hand to make bigger gains. So like I said, that's how you and I met, and I still haven't got there, but everything's in progress.
Very cool, man. That's exciting. That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um, can people contact you? And if so, how can they do it?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I think the easiest here would be social media. So we're on Instagram at High Society Traders. I'm on Instagram at the Trade Doc, just the Trade Doc. And yeah, I answer all my DMs, and we're working on a website, so I can't give that out yet because it doesn't exist.
Well, very cool, man. Doc, thanks for coming on here. This was a great episode, man. This was a lot of fun.
Good. Yeah. I really appreciate chatting with you. And I hope to, follow along with the other podcasts you got, and see all the developments that you got. So,
Yeah, man. Maybe when you guys drop your website and you get everything rolling, we'll have you back on. We'll announce everything. That'd be cool.
absolutely. I'd always love to. It's a pleasure.
Cool. All right, man. Have a great weekend. See you,
All
everybody.
right, Jackson. You too. Bye, guys.